Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. Our guest is Vivian Glyck. She's the founder and executive director of the nonprofit organization Just Like My Child. She joins us to talk about the inspiration that led to the creation of this foundation and how it's empowering women and children in the continent of Africa to lead healthy and productive lives. Nice to have you with us, Vivian.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So many places in the world that obviously need help. Will you explain why you chose the continent of Africa, but then even more specifically, the country of Uganda?
Yeah, the country of Uganda, where we're working in the rural areas, has an HIV rate as high as 30%. Every 30 seconds, a child is dying of malaria, a completely treatable and preventable disease, and 1 in 10 women actually die in childbirth.
Those are really sad statistics, aren't they?
Unbelievable.
Right. So tell me a little bit about, this was actually an inspiration, I'm going to use that word, because you had a little boy. When you gave birth to this young boy, what made you think, I want to do something else?
Well, I think like so many people who are blessed with becoming parents, having a child just opened my heart up in ways that I never thought were imaginable. And in this country, we get to really be neurotic about our kids. Are they learning sign language before they're 6 months old? But then I started to take a look at these statistics and think, wow, these children are just like my child. And what would I do if my child was this vulnerable?
And it's vulnerable to everything, right? There are health issues, that many of them don't have access to any kind of educational systems. Many of their parents are illiterate. I mean, they don't have a lot at their fingertips that they can really get to, do they?
No, they really don't. And so many of the issues that we're dealing with now are just children's rights, women's rights. You know, once you get beyond the basics, the immediate needs, what really has to shift is social. There has to be a shift in the culture.
There are so many wonderful organizations out there that do help countries and continents around the world. Tell me a little bit about how your organization is different, because everyone is just a little unique.
Yeah, we're working with a community of about 600,000 people, and we call it deep development. We're staying and we're focusing on healthcare, education, and small business loans for women. So we're working directly with the people. We're sourcing the leaders on the ground who are already making a difference.
I'm thinking of, okay, healthcare, if people are healthier, and then education, they're better educated. But these microloans, why are these microloans so important to helping the people so that they can actually help themselves?
Yes, they're hugely important. Microloans are very successful around the world, and the women that we're working with are HIV positive. We've got over 1,000 mothers on AIDS treatment now, and we're putting them back to work so that they can start sending their children to school. And financial independence leads to so many changes in the social culture. When a woman has power, everything shifts.
Will you speak for a moment about, as you were just saying, well, when a woman has power and also when a child is educated, how does that actually help make the country a better place long term also?
Well, of course, and they say you educate a boy and you educate an individual, you educate a girl and you educate a village and you change the country. So by these education inputs, you begin to see shifts in education and healthcare, all the outcomes of the children's children. So it begins to change the whole country, and you raise up leaders, and that's what the countries need.
So what do you need? What are you asking for from people? Because as I was saying, you know, people help in many different ways. Is it that you need books and you need penicillin, or is it funds that you need? How do you ask people to help you basically in the work and the endeavors that you've gone upon?
Well, what's so awesome about Africa and working there is that it takes so little to make a difference. $10 purchases an insecticide-treated bed net. I think $7 for malaria medication that will save a life. We're not in a position to ship over large amounts of goods, but we use any funding that we get to go directly to the people on the ground.
So what you're asking for is funds is the best way that people can support you.
Yes, and we're very efficient.
All righty, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
Congratulations
much
on your success.
Thank you.
For Charter Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young. Now back to CNN, HLN.